Hello students, in this class of ours we are going to study real numbers. That is first chapter in mathematics in class 10th. Right at outset we need to explain the terms which are very frequently used in this chapter. So one such term is lemma. Lemma. Lemma is a proven statement used to prove another statement. Lemma is a proven statement, used to prove another statement. Or in other words, we can say the veracity or the truthfulness of lemma is accepted at all hands. Universal acceptance this has got. And if some other quantity we could apply this lemma, then we say even that is true. For example, if I tell you, when you go to a shopkeeper and ask him to give you 1 kilogram of sugar, he will lift one weight, put into a pan of a balance and will keep it marked with 1 kg, and equal to that sugar he will give, and you will say yes, it is 1 kg. Another person comes and wants 1 kg of rice, again he will do the same thing. 1 kg of weight in one pan, another pan he will put rice, and you will say yes, it is 1 kg rice. The sugar and rice both are 1 kg because they are equal to the 1 kg weight. But that 1 kg weight's truthfulness, or that being 1 kg, that has been accepted by the shopkeeper, by the first person who went for buying sugar, and also by the second person who went to buy the rice. So this is how. If I put a mark here and I say this is a mark of 6 feet. Now if I want to measure the height of some other people, whether they are 6 feeters or not, so whoever comes and fits into this standard of height, I say he is 6 feet. So their height is 6 feet. That could be verified because this is 6 feet, and none of us doubts this. So that was all about lemma. Lemma is a proven statement which is used to prove another statements, or the truthfulness or the veracity of the lemma is accepted at all hands. It has got universal acceptance. Nobody doubts the truthfulness of this statement. And if same standard is applied to another quantity, we say, oh, even that is true. That was all about lemma. Now I will talk about algorithm. 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 This is the series of well-defined steps. Algorithm is series of well-defined steps which gives us the procedure for solving a type of problem. In very simple words, you can tell this is set of rules that we need to follow for solving a problem. In mathematics, you are given any problem. Say you are given find out the HCF of two quantities. Now whatever the procedure, standard procedure that you apply for finding out, if you write them step by step, that becomes algorithm. So algorithm is nothing but a set of rules that you need to apply for finding a solution of a problem. It is usually applied with the computers. Now it is very widely used in mathematics also. Algorithm. In this very chapter, we will also see what is the meaning of algorithm. We will write even the algorithm for finding HCF. But right now, algorithm can be considered this is a procedure or a set of rules that we need to apply, and then in systematic manner we need to apply. Its order is must, and all the steps are must. You need to apply every step that is given for solving a type of problem. Also, you need to apply them in a standard procedure, that is in proper order, that we will see. Now, a most widely misunderstood concept in this particular chapter is people do not understand what is the difference between Euclid division lemma. Euclid division lemma. Let me write here. Euclid division lemma and Euclid division algorithm. Euclid division lemma and Euclid division algorithm. See, right at outset, let us differentiate. Euclid division lemma is a it is describing the standard procedure how we divide the quantities. If I am given two quantities, what rules I will follow to divide these two quantities with each other, then I will say that is Euclid division lemma. I will give you the definition also. And Euclid division algorithm is the procedure for finding out HCF of the given quantities by using Euclid division lemma. So we undoubtedly use Euclid division lemma in Euclid division algorithm, but this is only describing for us what is the procedure for dividing the quantities, and this includes by following that or by using that rules of division how to find out HCF. So for first I will define for you the Euclid division lemma. Euclid division lemma says that given two positive integers a and b, there exist two unique digits or positive integers. Given two positive integers a and b, there exist two unique integers q and r, satisfying the relation this. Given two positive integers a and b, there exist two unique integers q and r, satisfying the relation that r could be equal to 0, r could be greater than 0, but r can never be, or r has to be always less than the divisor. Now this is a standard procedure. Rewriting in this time we must have seen it for the first time, but right from beginning, from very childhood, we have been understanding what is the division. See how we divide. If I take 25 and I divide it by 4, 6 jar 24, and remainder comes 1. See, very basic classes or the primary classes itself we are taught how to divide the quantities. Now if you want to see, I can write this 25 is dividend, 4 is divisor, 6 is quotient, 1 is remainder, and this is what different quantities meant here. And the condition that was a foundation on this, okay, you cannot simply do this, but you also have to ensure that remainder must always be less than the divisor. See, I cannot do it like this. 4 5s are 20 and 5 is the remainder. Here the remainder is greater than divisor. That is not possible. So this condition is put for that. And this first condition that we have seen, this is just to relate. This is dividend, this is divisor, this is quotient, and this is remainder. And with the help of this very simple example, once again I will tell you, if 25 is dividend, 4 is divisor, 6 will be the quotient, and 1 will be the remainder. So this was all about Euclid division lemma, which states that given two positive integers, and let me also tell you here itself that Euclid division lemma can be applied even to negative numbers, or I must say to all the numbers this can be applied except 0. But in the scope of this class, it is enough for us to apply it to the positive numbers. So given two positive integers a and b, there exist two unique integers. I am insisting very hard on unique. I will tell you why. Given two positive integers a and b, there exist two unique integers q and r, satisfying the relation a is equal to bq plus r, and also r must be less than the divisor, but it can be equal to 0 or greater than 0. With a very simple example, I will just put it for you. See, I will take different quantities and divisor as 4. If I take 24 let me take, and I take 4, 6 24, and this becomes 0. So our condition for the remainder was that when you divide one quantity by another quantity, remainder can be 0. Here remainder is 0, undoubtedly. Now if I make this as 25, then this becomes remainder is 1. If I make it 26, remainder is 2. If I make this 27, remainder is 3. And if I make it 28, then it is like this. 4 7s are 28, remainder is 0. So we have seen, if 4 is divisor, then the all possible remainders could be 0, 1, 2 or 3. Even it cannot be 4. So the condition which we said that R has to be definitely less than the divisor, that was this. And we have seen R could be equal to 0 or even it could be greater than 0. We have seen in this case R was 0, R was 1, R was 2, R was 3 when the quantities was taken from 24 to 25, 26 and 27, and when we take it 28 again it becomes 0. Now if you take 29 again remainder will become 1. So if divisor is fixed then remainders are fixed according to this condition. A remainder can be 0, can definitely be 0. So many times it becomes 0. But and also it can be more than 0, but it can never be, remainder can never be more than the divisor. And if it is so, then it is your mistake, because standard procedure does not allow this to happen, that your remainder cannot be greater than divisor. That was one thing. Another thing I told you, if you take a particular number, you take any number you take, if you take 25 divided by 4, 4 6 are 24, it comes 1. Now you see whether the standard procedure A is equal to BQ plus R, where R was less than B could be equal to or greater than 0. Now we will apply this too. According to Euclid division lemma, it was clearly stated that if you are given two positive integers, A and B, there exist two unique integers Q and R, satisfying the relation A is equal to BQ plus R, and also R should be less than divisor but can be equal to or greater than 0. Now this with the example we have seen, but in this condition if you want to put dividend here, this is dividend, this is divisor, this is quotient, this is remainder. So apply divisor 4 and then apply Q. Q is here 6 and plus remainder is 1, and now you can see 6 4 are 24 plus 1, so 25 is equal to 25, so this relation is satisfied. And also we have seen that here the remainder is 1, so remainder is supposed to be less than 4, so remainder is less than 4. This was all about Euclid division lemma, and this can be written like this, and less in the next class we will see. And another thing that I wanted to tell you is this was Euclid division lemma, but what is Euclid division algorithm? Using Euclid division lemma, if we find out HCF of the given numbers, that is highest common factor of the given numbers, then that is called Euclid division algorithm. So Euclid division algorithm is a particular use of Euclid division lemma. If you use Euclid division lemma to find out HCF, that becomes Euclid division algorithm. So it is a particular use of Euclid division lemma. Rest we will see in the next class.